when I got a chance to play a character on Made in Heaven Season 2, a 1 minute role in 7 hours worth of content. I grabbed it with both hands and gave it my all. It, however, reminded me of something.
पता है हम लोग मैच कहाँ आ रहे?
कहाँ?
क्रिकेट ग्राउंड पे नहीं, रात को बास्केटबॉल कोर्ट पे.
I was 16 and on the basketball team. I hadn't played all tournament, and in the last match with exactly a minute to go, my coach asked me to go in. I didn't see the point in it and chose not to. My teammates were pissed, but he stayed absolutely silent. I guess I was silently carrying that burden until I let it all out here.
I heard you got promoted. Congratulations.
Yeah, man, I can't get over your tits. Fuck, the doctor really aced them.
That's not cool.
Of course it's cool, bro. Now even Nihal can get laid.
But this story is not about me. It is about this beautiful journey that began that year, which has led us to this point, and the people who have played an important role in it. The things they have taught me have been priceless. Safe to say, my thought process has been changed forever.
में कोई ऐसी मशीन हो पास्ट में जाऊं तो मैं वो दिन जरूर जीना
एकदम
चाहता
सिंपल दिन थे.
And I live in moments. I live in days. I don't live in weeks, not even months.
जो आप कर रहे हो तो काम में मजा आना चाहिए.
वो आप लेबर कर रहे हो ब्रदर, नॉट अ वर्कआउट.
If I can do that alone, there's nothing that can stop me.
Can I have my arms removed and replaced by robotic arms because it's just too painful.
और इसीलिए कभी डिफरेंस नहीं करते. प्लेयर प्लेयर होता है, उसमें कोई जेंडर नहीं होता.
A lifelong goal of taking care of myself, being able to move better and just be healthy so I can just experience life.
I was very fascinated by what is it that you do. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do? Talk to me.
Yes. So I work at the intersection of mind, emotions, and human stability.
Okay.
I deal with children, adolescents, and families who are otherwise thought to be weak, but it's just that the nervous system takes over when the mind has not strengthened.
Absolutely.
So I take care of children with developmental disorders, mental health concerns, any kinds of emotional instabilities, social anxieties, or any kind of personality concerns.
Right.
I help parents and children to explore their inner strengths to be fully functional and capable. The expectations over boys and over girls are still different. Boys are expected to be strong.
Absolutely.
You understand? They have to be the macho man. Marud ko darad nahi hota.
Do you think that's still the consensus? People still feel that way?
Because you can see the millennials and Gen Z parents, isn't it? Millennials are the ones who have been brought up with these concepts.
Absolutely.
And now that's being enshrined into the psyche of their own kids.
Absolutely.
That I was this, मैंने ये किया life में. हमारे पास avenues नहीं थे. आपके पास सब कुछ है. You have everything. But still you are complaining. Still you are doing dramas. Simple tantrums. Simple emotional outbursts. Hyperactivity. All these things are just seen as a behavioral aspect only.
Right.
We don't know that is there any underlying mechanism, is there a developmental concern. You must know about ADHD.
Right.
You must be knowing about autism.
Absolutely.
Dyslexia, learning disorders. Then there is something which is called conduct disorder. You must see that all these episodes happening these days about suicide.
Yeah.
Isn't it? 1 per second world over. That is the rate of suicide.
Why do you think the suicides have gone up?
Suicides have not only gone up, it is a pandemic again. Why? Because the personalities are changing through decades.
Right.
The new generations are not that strong. They are very intelligent, but when it comes to emotional and mental strengths, it is not there. They need help. There is no social coherence that you go to your uncle or your aunt or your cousins. Hey, I'm not feeling good. Let's go out and all. There is no availability of anybody. Everybody is
Isolation.
busy.
Back in school, this guy would do everything. Whether it was music, sport, or being excellent at academics. No wonder he was a head boy. The world knows him as Shiv Mohan Dutt, but for me, he's Shivy. We got a chance to catch up with him and have a candid conversation like never before.
So, what was school like for you?
Oh man, Aru, it was up and down. One memory I distinctly remember was class 6, where I happened to do well in a test. Till then, I was not particularly academically good or anything. And I got a lot of positive reinforcement from that, from teachers, from friends, from parents as well. And that got me thinking that, hey, if I can actually control this, if I can do well, I get, positive feedback. And it became a self-reinforcing cycle, which made me work hard and do well. That created a loop, and I think all of us are in different loops that get created from early childhood on. So that was certainly one experience I remember quite clearly.
And then as school went on, what changed? As in your mindset and your experiences, what is that like?
Oh yeah, great question. So many things, but another very important and transitionary phase was the class 10, class 11, class 12 phase, where I remember coming out of class 10, I had worked hard, I was a mid-90 student, and in class 11 it was a big jump. I studied PCMB, just like you, which is widely considered the hardest stream. Even today, the kids, you go back and there's a lot of respect.
It should be banned.
It should be exactly outlawed. I studied PCMB, and it was a big jump in the academics, and I just worked really hard, so I was kind of became a little lazy. I started doing badly, went into depression, tried to do other stuff in the social, in my kind of social life, which didn't really work, and it was just a bad period. Like nothing was working, and it was a kind of self-reinforcing negative cycle where things weren't working. I got more disappointed, things worked less, and kind of really fell down. And so then I fell from a mid-90 student to a low 70 student actually. And going into class 12, I, just didn't really expect to be made a prefect also because I had just done so poorly. And I remember when in assembly on the first day of class 12, when Mr. Kapoor, our headmaster, was announcing the results, I thought maybe I might get something. And then they called all the prefects, Yellow House captain, all of that. And my name wasn't anywhere, and so I just had given up. And at the end, the final thing they said was, and the head boy is Shiv Mohan Dutt.
You didn't expect to be made a head boy?
Not at all. Not in a, not even head boy, not a prefect. So I think I later heard the story. Mr. Kapoor had a lot to do with that. That's a story, another long story for another day. But what's so interesting is, I think another lesson we learned from that is how giving a person some hope, especially when you get a hope from another person. I mean, we want to be all self-reliant, but if you have somebody in your life that you look up to, validation, and not only, but also somebody that you really look up to. So not really just external validation, the kind of stuff that happens on social media. Somebody who's really important, who you really admire, look up to, who really kind of see something in you when you're at your worst. The Marilyn Monroe quote. If you what is the quote? If you kind of can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best, kind of thing. So the people can really see you when you're down and out, and kind of see the magic in you then. I think that's very, very powerful, and that really helped me transform. I was head boy, I was valedictorian, and I kind of ended up with a 96-point-something% in the boards, which now kids are getting that, but at that time it was very, very rare. I was also captain of the debate team, the chess team, the basketball team. Also doing classical music competitions. I was telling you, I was also, socially, I was.
I think you're just making the point why you were made the head boy.
Yeah. No, it could work both ways, but really, I think the validation kind of enabled me to kind of see this potential and get into all this.
And if there's one thing you could change, go back and change, what would that be?
Yeah, also a great question. A pattern that's again repeated in my life, again a loop, is that I notice that I sometimes mess up or things often go wrong when I'm in a new situation. A lot of life is autopilot. We've done it 100 times. It's the same thing. But when you're in a new situation, especially a challenging situation, there's hundreds of ways things can go wrong. So I think class 11, right? It was a new situation. And I probably approached it with a little bit of ego and a little bit of overconfidence because things had worked out. I just assumed things will work out. So I think expectation setting and understanding the new situation have to be treated with a lot of respect. Just like if you're rock climbing and there's a rock, right? First test it and make sure it's solid, and then you pull with all your might, So I think it's important to test the waters, get one's bearings, feel comfortable and confident, and then go full out. So that's one lesson I've definitely applied to my life, and I would have changed if I would have gone back.
Wushu World and Asian Championship medalist, Rani Lakshmibai awardee, NASH personal trainer and empowering people through fitness. Just some of the things we can use to describe our next guest. And it's not every day that you get to talk to someone so accomplished.
Hi, my name is Vishakha. So I work with Cult Fit as a fitness professional and currently leading a team of fitness experts across Gurgaon and South Delhi. My mother always wanted कि मतलब वो बहुत ज़्यादा reserved है, तो एटलीस्ट वो इतनी इंडिपेंडेंट हो जाए कि शी कैन गो समवेयर बिना किसी के सपोर्ट के, बिना किसी के हेल्प के. एटलीस्ट उसको हर टाइम एक बॉडीगार्ड ना चाहिए. हाँ, तो इसीलिए उनका मेन ये था कि फीमेल है, ऑफ कोर्स आगे लाइफ में बड़ी होगी, देन शी विल गो टू कॉलेज, अपना कोई भी जर्नी स्टार्ट करेगी, तो शी शुड बी सेल्फ डिपेंडेंट, कॉन्फिडेंट. और उनका एक माइंडसेट था कि हाँ, सोसाइटी में गर्ल्स के प्रोटेक्शन को लेके, सेफ्टी को लेके बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस होते हैं. तो ऑफ कोर्स वो चाहती थी हमेशा से कि मैं सेल्फ डिफेंस सीखूं, चाहे वो थोड़े टाइम के लिए सीखूं. एटलीस्ट वो मुझे थोड़ा सा कॉन्फिडेंस देगा कि हाँ, कोई इंडिविजुअली एटलीस्ट मुझे कुछ बोल रहा है तो आई कैन आंसर दैट.
और ये कब की बात है? अराउंड व्हाट एज इज इट?
So I was around 12-13 years old.
12-13 years old. उसके बाद फिर लाइफ चली और धीरे धीरे आप इस फिटनेस जर्नी पे कैसे आए?
So स्कूल में my mother is very active. तो she always wanted कि जितनी भी एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर एक्टिविटीज है स्कूल में वो सब मैं करूं. So initially उन्होंने कहीं पे ऐसे टैग बोर्ड लगा हुआ देखा था, होर्डिंग की सेल्फ डिफेंस क्लासेस है. तो she visited there and then मेरे और मेरे भाई को उन्होंने वहाँ पे समर कैंप्स काइंड ऑफ एक्टिविटी में एनरोल कराया टू लर्न सेल्फ डिफेंस. तो वी स्टार्टेड इनिशियली फ्रॉम ताइक्वांडो.
straight taekwondo.
Yes. So taekwondo and kickboxing classes in evening हमारे schools में as a summer camp start हुई थी. So we started from there. My father was like कि ठीक है, for fitness थोड़ा सा obese है, तो later on भी हम gym जाएंगे and then we'll ask somebody trainer hire करेंगे and कि उसको weight कम करा दो. तो better is कि अभी से वो join करेंगे तो थोड़ा fit हो जाएंगे and they will gain some confidence also. Nice. So that was the only initial level पे उनका सिर्फ उतना ही mindset था. इसी mindset के साथ उन्होंने हमें self defense classes join कराई. Then my coach is one of the most important person in my life. So I'm very grateful and thankful to him. He just saw कि she is very tall. अच्छा. She is very tall, 5'8", and females में usually 5'8", 5'10" height नहीं मिलती. और 14 years में ही अगर आप किसी को 5'7", 5'8" height पे देख रहे हो, then वो बहुत बड़ी चीज है.
मैं आपको पूछने वाला था ये कौन सी एज की बात है?
So when I was 14, I was around 5'7".
Wow. अच्छा, आपकी पीक हाइट?
हाँ, पीक हाइट मेरी was in that time only 5'8" के अराउंड में उस टाइम पे भी थी, 5'7", 5'8" के अराउंड. Then उन्होंने जस्ट वो मेरा हाइट का बेनिफिट पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से सोचा एंड वी स्टार्टेड ट्रेनिंग. तो एट दैट टाइम ये CBSE नेशनल्स होते हैं जनरली स्कूल्स में, इंटर स्कूल्स. तो आई वाज इन अ CBSE स्कूल. वहाँ पे बहुत स्पोर्ट्स को सपोर्ट करते थे बिकॉज उनके स्कूल में एक्चुअली एट दैट टाइम ड्यूरिंग 2008 and 10 इट वाज अ ह्यूज थिंग किसी स्कूल के लिए कि उनका स्कूल का एक बच्चा नेशनल में गोल्ड लेके आ रहा है CBSE में, और उनका कुछ रैंकिंग्स वगैरह होता है. सो वी स्टार्टेड प्लेइंग इनिशियली फ्रॉम दैट ओनली, स्कूल जोनल्स.
और इस टाइम पे आप ताइक्वांडो में?
ताइक्वांडो, आई स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम ताइक्वांडो. तो आई स्टार्टेड प्लेइंग CBSE नेशनल. 2 years मैंने ताइक्वांडो खेला एंड नेशनल्स में आई गॉट गोल्ड.
Last I checked, gold is a color, right? And who better to talk about colors than an artist?
When I had my first surgery, it was in 2011. So I had my first open heart surgery. That's where I discovered my love for colors. I'll not say painting as a specific like say landscape or contemporary, or love for colors. Like something that...
What was that feeling like?
I was alone most of the time. For a good 6 months, I was home. I was not going to school. I was always alone. And people were coming and greeting me, feeling, oh, bichari. And this was never nice. This was never nice. So that's where I wanted to come out stronger. Like, I'm not that bichari. Yeah. I am having good time here as well. Then I used to paint. Because I don't know, I don't remember. I was not allowed to go out of the house. Was not able to walk too much. Was mostly on the bed. So I used to paint. sitting there, painting, doing something, and it was nice. Yeah, I think painting. That's where I took a turn with my art.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mindset,
that's where
something
mindset.
changed in
I
your
used earlier I used to just paint just random things, but then I got my forte, like playing with the colors, and I don't know, it came out to be. I did my first exhibition after that in 2012.
I remember that.
I'm putting. I'll show you my first exhibition painting. It was black and white with a color popping out of it, like it was a rage coming out of it. Like, hello, I'm.
So was that your inner explosion?
It was one of my who taught me, Rakhi, who taught me. She told me, Malika, there is something in you because the color are speaking. You're doing black and white and you're doing red. So the colors are speaking from you. Yeah. So they are not greens. They're not earthy. They're not blues. They're red.
Fiery.
Yeah. So that is like for a good 2 years, I was only red. I was in red, yellow, orange, red. And I used to have this huge tree in my house, which was all like a khali sa aisa, and then beautiful scenery behind that. And yeah, it was rage, 100%. But it was lovely. It was lovely. I loved it.
While some were expressing themselves through color, others were doing it by going to war. Just this time, the battle was not for conquering the 7 kingdoms, but the kingdom within.
And what was the motivation for you to get into something like fighting, or what was the mindset at that point?
Anger generally with martial arts. It was anger, and I was a kid, really young, 16-year-old, just trying to push out all of the anger that I had, the suppressed emotion, I would say.
Right.
And martial arts was a wonderful outlet, which humbled me, which was an outlet where I could just take out my anger in a very calculated and a safe way, where I'm not bullying anyone, not hurting myself or the other, but my anger was being structured into discipline and some positive things. So that's how the journey began. And it's been several years since then teaching happened, to share the same knowledge and the same gifts that I'd acquired through this journey.
Beautiful. And you still actively fight?
I don't compete anymore. I had my own share of learnings, I feel. So I strongly believe that you live out your purpose. So that was my purpose, to become the person I am. And competition, I don't anymore feel the drive and the love for beating other people up, right? And so I don't compete anymore. I don't know about the future, but right now I'm not.
Was it satisfying to beat anyone up at any point?
Not really, never.
No?
Never. Unless once you've kind of worked on your anger within, once you've experienced a lot of violence, that's my own learning now. Like once you've experienced a lot of violence in your life, which could be emotional or physical, you basically have I would say, a resentment towards that anger, right? Towards those, I would say, confrontations also in general. That's very discomforting. So I was trying to I was in a place of fear, where this was taking the shape of anger, right? All of my suppressed emotion, taking the fear of me, trying to obtain dominance over other people, or maybe myself, right? So that's where it was coming from. But there was never enjoyment. Sure, the ego kind of wants to feel better. Sometimes by putting others down, or by seeking worth through being the best.
Right.
But I have a better learning now. I'm probably matured.
Mr. North India gold medalist, world record holder, push-up champion, fitness and transformation coach, athlete and bodybuilder. इनको देख के आपको ये तो समझ आ ही गया होगा कि जो भी मैंने बोला फिट्स दिस गाय टू द टी, और जब ऐसे बातचीत का मौका मिला तो लेना तो बनता था ना।
ये फिटनेस जर्नी जो आप आज जैसे हो, ये कहाँ से शुरू?
आगे नॉन फिटनेस बंदा
नहीं कि बिल्कुल
गेम में नहीं
बहुत सॉलिड बॉडी बनाई है आपने, मजाक की बात नहीं, कहीं से तो कुछ तो एक स्टार्ट हुआ होगा।
नहीं मुझे स्टार्ट हुआ कि पढ़ाई हो रहा है, सब हो रहा है लाइमलाइट में, इसके बाद नहीं आ पाए। तो मैं थोड़ा मैथ्स में ठीक था मेरी क्लास के साथ, पढ़ाई में ठीक ही था तो मैथ्स में सबसे ज़्यादा ठीक था। तो मुझे था कि कोई फॉर्मूला अप्लाई करो और चीज़ को जल्दी से सॉल्व करो।
अच्छा।
तो मुझे था बॉडी बना दिया, दिमाग में आ गया क्योंकि कॉलेज जा रहे हो, ठीक दिखना है, तुम पतले भी हो, तुम छोटे भी हो, तुमको थोड़ा सही दिखना चाहिए, आगे की रिस्पेक्ट वैसे ही मिलेगी लोगों से,
करेक्ट
है ना। तो फिर मैंने क्या किया कि मैंने देखा कौन कौन है हमारे घर परिवार में जिसकी बॉडी, तो हमारे कजन ब्रदर है, मेरे ताऊ जी के लड़के, उनकी बॉडी बहुत सॉलिड। मैं उनके पास गया, ऐसा कुछ इंसिडेंट हुए कि उनके साथ बैठना उठना हुआ। बड़े हैं तो हमारे में क्या इंटरेक्ट जल्दी हो नहीं पाते, बस नमस्ते भाई, राम राम भाई,
थोड़ा एक फॉर्मेलिटी।
हाँ, थोड़ा दूर हुई कि बड़े भाई हैं। फिर एक इंटरेक्शन हुआ कि बैठना हुआ उनके साथ, तो ऐसे टाइम आया, फिर मैंने उनको धीरे से बोला कि भाई ऐसे ऐसे बॉडी बना, मेरा इसने बना दिया, इन्हीं के पास जाऊँगा, बताएंगे, ईजी हो जाएगा, अदरवाइज खुद से जाऊँगा तो बहुत टाइम। फिर उन्होंने मुझे बहुत अच्छे से गाइड किया, बताया, साथ जिम लेके गए, फिर जिम किया। सबसे पहले तो आया फाइनेंशियली, कितने पैसे लगे, पैसे बताओ।
उस टाइम पे तो ये इम्पोर्टेंट सवाल है।
मतलब 2013 में 19 साल का लड़का, तो सबसे पहला सवाल ये पूछे कि भाई पैसे बताओ पहले तो मुझे कितने लगेंगे। फिर भाई ने बोला कि इतने पैसे लगेंगे। ठीक है, फिर भाई बॉडी बन जाएगी, कितनी बॉडी बन जाएगी, थोड़ा ये तो मुझे क्लियर कर दो, मुझे कट टू कि सीधा बताओ, इतना डालने से कितना मीठा हो जाए। तो मैं भाई कितना मैं करूँ ये जो आपने अमाउंट बताया, जैसे भी करूँ तो मेरी कितनी बॉडी बन जाएगी। तो बोले तुम्हें कितनी चाहिए, मैंने बोला कि भाई मैं कॉलेज जाऊँ, टी शर्ट पहनूँ, तो मैं टी शर्ट पहन पाऊँ। उस टाइम पे क्या टी शर्ट नहीं पहन पाते, मेरे कॉलर बोन है ये आगे दिखते थे और यहाँ से तीखे दोनों शोल्डर मेरे, आज तो राउंड है उस टाइम पे। तो मैं भाई मुझे टी शर्ट पहनना है कि मैं हाफ टी शर्ट पहनूँ, मेरा चेस्ट शोल्डर वोल्डर थोड़ा सही दिखे, बस इतना ही। कपड़े पहन ले, मैं जो पैंट पहनूँ ठीक से आए पैंट,
हैंगर जैसा था।
हाँ, ऐसा लगे कि मतलब लूज है। बोले नहीं ये हो जाएगा। फिर मैंने किया, फिर वो मुझे बहुत अच्छे से सब कुछ बताया। अच्छा, मतलब मैं हूँ, अगर बंदे का नाम करें तो कोच गुरु वही है, नवीन भाई नाम। अच्छा। हाँ, तो उन्होंने मतलब मेरे गुरु जैसा ट्रेनर बना, मतलब वो वहाँ वर्कआउट कराते थे ट्रेनर।
और जब आप गए थे आपका माइंडसेट क्या था, और वर्कआउट करते करते आपके माइंडसेट में क्या आपको शिफ्ट फील हुई?
फिर मैं गया तो कोई कोच हो कराने वाला तो बहुत आसान हो जाता है काम, आपको डायरेक्ट वर्कआउट बताएंगे कि ऐसे ऐसे करो, ये करो, क्योरीज आप क्लियर करके देंगे ना। तो मुझे था डिफिकल्ट है बहुत, मुझे ऐसे लगा यार जब तुम 19 साल से ऐसे हो, इस शरीर को बदलने में इतना तो टाइम तो लगता ही होगा, बट विद इन 3 months काफ़ी चेंज हो गया।
अच्छा।
हाँ, मैं आपको फोटोज दिखाऊंगा। तो वहाँ से वहाँ बहुत ही मतलब भाई भी शौक थे, मैं भी शौक था, जिम के जो लड़के थे, बाकी हमारे गाँव में में तो बॉयज ही है वो, तो जिम के लड़के भी सारे शौक थे, इसने क्या कैसे कर दिया।
पर आपने फुल मतलब कमिट।
हाँ, मेरे जब मैंने पढ़ाई किया अपने जीवन में भाई, तो मैंने फिर 24 घंटे पढ़ाई, मेरे दिमाग में फिर पढ़ाई,
जब एक बार आ गई चीज।
हाँ, तो कि ये इसको करके होना है तो फिर यही, और कुछ नहीं। फिर जब तक कि बॉडी, तो फिर बॉडी, उनके साथ रहना, भाई के साथ रहना, उनसे हमेशा सिर्फ फिटनेस की बातें करते रहना कि भाई ऐसे ऐसे अब कैसे होगा, आगे कैसे होगा, ये करते हैं वो करते हैं। फिर मैंने खुद से भी काफ़ी चीज़ें देखी कि हम एक वर्कआउट के इतने सेट्स क्यों करते हैं, एक से ही क्यों नहीं हो जाता है, अलग अलग एक्सरसाइज क्यों करनी पड़ती है, वो सब। फिर मतलब मैं एंगेज था पूरा, 24 घंटा है मेरे पास।
अब सवाल हमेशा
से बचपन से, मतलब 10 साल का जब हुआ हूँ मैं, उसके बाद से मैंने बहुत सवाल करे। उससे पहले मेरी नानी से करे सारे, उसके बाद से मैंने बहुत सवाल करे सबसे। क्यों का जवाब दे दो, ताकि मुझे ऐसे था हमेशा से ही कि मुझसे कोई पूछेगा तो मैं उसको जवाब दूंगा।
और जब तक फुल कन्विंस नहीं हो आप 100% नहीं दे सकते, जब तक आप किसी चीज से फुल कन्विंस नहीं हो।
और मुझे मतलब उस टाइम था भी नहीं कि मुझे कोच बनना है, पर मुझे ये था कि मेरे छोटे भाई है, मेरे दोस्त है, मुझे जो डिफिकल्टीज हो रही है, मुझे एकदम से मैं पहुंच गया, मैं सीधा पहुंचा हूँ ना, मैं एक भाई के पास पहुंचा हूँ, उन्होंने सीधा यहाँ पहुंचा दिया, बाकी तो नहीं पहुंच पाएंगे, मैं भी नहीं पहुंच पाता। तो मुझे क्यों के जवाब दे दो सारे, ताकि मैं आगे से सबको बता दूँ कि भाई ऐसे ऐसे बहुत आसान है, जितना हुआ बनाया हुआ उतना है नहीं, आराम से हो जाए, इत्मीनान से हो जाए।
बहुत बढ़िया।
2024 में मेरी ये जर्नी मुझे ले गई बॉम्बे, और वहां मेरी मुलाकात हुई मोनू सर से।
हेलो, मेरा नाम मोनू है, मैं एक पर्सनल ट्रेनर हूँ और मैं लोगों की फ़िटनेस जर्नी में हेल्प करता हूँ। मेरे लाइफ का सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट रोल प्ले किया है तो मेरे बड़े भाई ने, जो कि जिसने कि हमेशा मुझे सपोर्ट किया है, हमेशा ही मुझे पुश किया है, और जो भी आज हूँ तो वो मेरे बड़े भाई की वजह से हूँ, क्योंकि उसने हमेशा मुझे संभाला है और मुझे आगे बढ़ने में मदद की है। मेरा सिर्फ एक ही माइंड सेट है कि मैं अच्छे से वर्कआउट करूँ और एक अपनी लाइफस्टाइल को मेंटेन रखूँ, और जब एक टाइम आता है कि लोग लकड़ी का सहारा ले, लोगों का सहारा ले, तब मैं बिना सहारे अकेले उस काम को कर सकूँ जिसे करने के लिए लोग डरते हैं।
वही सादा की
अरे सर, आपको कैसे भूल सकता हूँ? तो Navi sir was my first guru on this fitness journey. The first person who gave me personalized advice and corrected my form. I still remember the first thing he said to me. Let's see if he remembers.
जी याद है।
क्या बोला था?
अपर चेस्ट के लिए बोला था।
हाँ एग्जैक्टली, क्या बोला था आपने?
कि अपर चेस्ट को आप फर्स्ट टारगेट करो मे बी, तो यही बोला था। आप ट्रेन कर रहे थे जर्नली, आपने फ्लैट बेंच से कर रहे थे, तो मैंने आपको पॉइंट किया था भी आप फर्स्ट आप इंक्लाइन से स्टार्ट करो, बिकॉज आपका थोड़ा सा ये वीक है मसल।
हाँ, तो आज आपको सही लग रहा है?
जी काफी बेटर है पहले से।
मतलब और पता है आपको, जो आपने मेरे को वर्कआउट रूटीन बताया था
जी,
मैं मोटा मोटा आज भी वही फॉलो कर रहा हूँ। ऑलमोस्ट 2 साल हो गए।
बिल्कुल,
तो मतलब जो आपने बोला सही
बोला
है ना? तो आप जब किसी नए क्लाइंट को मिलते हो, आप उनको कैसे अप्रोच करते हो?
नए क्लाइंट को पहले तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल हम देखते हैं मतलब क्लाइंट का बॉडी लैंग्वेज, ठीक है, कैसे है, फिर उसका लाइफस्टाइल, ठीक है, फिर उसका वर्कआउट, लाइक जैसे वो वर्कआउट करता है, पहले करा है नहीं करा, अगर नहीं करा फ्रेश है, उसका जॉब मतलब कि क्या है, सिटिंग में जॉब ज्यादा है,
टाइम दे पाए।
एग्जैक्टली, तो उसके हिसाब से उसको ट्रैक करते हैं, फिर वर्कआउट प्लान करते हैं भी हाँ इनको क्या करना है क्या नहीं करना।
और आपके पास ज्यादातर लोग ऐसे आते होंगे अनरियलिस्टिक एक्सपेक्टेशन के साथ, मेरे पास 1 ही घंटा है सर, आप करवा दो, बना दो बॉडी, ऐसे होता है?
हाँ बहुत होते हैं लोग भी, हाँ सर कि ना मैं बस आप बता दो हम कर लेंगे। तो ऐसे नहीं होता है चीज में, बिकॉज इसके पीछे प्रॉपरली एक साइंस है, बायोमैकेनिक है। अगर आपका एंगल सही नहीं है तो जस्ट अ वेट लिफ्टिंग ओनली, जैसे उसका आपके मसल पे इम्पैक्ट नहीं है, ग्रोथ नहीं है वो,
मतलब मेहनत भी किया, मसल टोन भी नहीं हुई क्या?
हाँ एग्जैक्टली,
इसीलिए ज्यादातर लोग करते रहते हैं, पर ज्यादा कुछ डिफरेंस
100 बंदा आता है, लोग फॉर एग्जांपल जिम में 100 बंदा आता है, ठीक है, 100 में से बॉडी 5 से 10 लोग ही बनती है। वो कारण क्या है, मिस्टेक है, सभी सप्लीमेंट खाते हैं या सभी अपना प्रोटीन इंटेक फुल रखते हैं, बट फिर भी रिजल्ट क्यों नहीं आते? द मेन रीजन इज उनका बायोमैकेनिक ही नहीं सही है, उनका एंगल ही नहीं सही है। वो सिर्फ एक दूसरे को देख के या अपना देख लिया, ऑनलाइन देख लिया, बस दैट यूट्यूब बाबा लाइक।
और सर इसमें माइंड का कितना गेम है?
माइंड टोटली फुली ऑन माइंड मसल कनेक्शन, दैट्स इट। अगर माइंड मसल नहीं है, आपका कनेक्शन नहीं है, तो वो भी आप क्या कर रहे हो, सिर्फ मूवमेंट कर रहे हो।
क्या होता है सर माइंड मसल कनेक्शन?
हाँ, माइंड मसल कनेक्शन क्या होता है, जब भी आप किसी भी मसल को ट्रेन करते हो तो आपको अपना जो फोकस है, लाइक माइंड है, वो 100% उस मसल के अंदर होना चाहिए, तो ही ज्यादा
प्रेजेंट होना पड़ेगा उस मोमेंट में।
फील होएगा।
आप काम के बारे में सोच रहे हो, मीटिंग के बारे में सोच रहे हो,
फॉर एग्जांपल आप बाइसेप्स कर्ल कर रहे हो, ठीक है, बारबेल कर्ल कर रहे हो, तो आप सोच रहे हो यार मेरे ऑफिस में फलाने बंदे की मीटिंग है, तो वो आप लेबर कर रहे हो ब्रदर, नॉट अ वर्कआउट, जस्ट स्ट्रेस आउट ओनली।
इतनी बातचीत के बाद थोड़ा फॉर्म करेक्शन तो बनता ही है। We begin with chest, legs,
आउट होने चाहिए,
shoulder,
फॉरवर्ड रहेगा लाइक दिस, ये आप कर सकते हो,
back,
डिग्री वो होना चाहिए, तो परफॉर्मेंस लाइक दिस,
and triceps.
जो elbow should be back like this one.
थोड़ा सा कन्विंस करना पड़ा ऑफ कोर्स घर वालों को, क्योंकि ट्रेनर वर्ड इज अ वेरी, मतलब इंडिया में इफ यू से ट्रेनर देन पीपल डोंट रिस्पेक्ट दिस वर्ड। आई एक्चुअली से यू स्टिल वी डोंट हैव दैट माइंडसेट इन इंडिया। अगर आप ट्रेनर बोलोगे पीपल विल थिंक ओके, मतलब दे थॉट कि ऐसे ही जस्ट पार्ट टाइम, बट नो, एथलीट्स जो पैशन से फिटनेस में है दे कैन ऑल्सो बी ट्रेनर्स। देयर आर लॉट ऑफ सर्टिफिकेशंस, डिग्रीज लोग कर रहे हैं फिटनेस के ऊपर। सो वो सब एजुकेशन जो आप सिस्टमैटिक शायद एक इंजीनियर बनने के लिए करते हो, वो एक ट्रेनर बनने के लिए भी होती है। सो सेम, दे हैव टू गो थ्रू अ प्रोसेस, दे विल डू लॉट ऑफ सर्टिफिकेशंस, दे स्टडी, कैसे बॉडी वर्क करती है, कैसे एक्सरसाइज वर्क करती है, कैसे कराना चाहिए, हर चीज, पोस्चर, टू अंडरस्टैंड बॉडी मूवमेंट्स, सारी साइंस उसके पीछे. They will read this, they will give exam, they will do practicals, and they'll come on floor. This is the actual process, but people don't get this कि हाँ एक certified trainer में बनने में भी मेहनत लगती है.
बिल्कुल लगती है, हाँ, of course.
तो लेकिन ट्रेनर सुन के लोगों को एक लगता है कि हाँ ट्रेनर, एंड फीमेल ट्रेनर, जिम में जाके एक फीमेल लड़की ट्रेनिंग कराएगी, कौन लड़की से ट्रेनिंग करेगा? मतलब अगेन इट्स अ क्वेश्चन, क्योंकि लोग आई गेस फिजिकल स्ट्रेंथ के बेसिस पे जजमेंट करना शुरू करते हैं ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ जेंडर, कि एक लड़का एक लड़की से, फीमेल ट्रेनर से कैसे ट्रेनिंग ले सकता है, वो उसको क्या सिखाएगी. सो जब फीमेल डॉक्टर हो सकती है, फीमेल इंजीनियर हो सकती है, पायलट हो सकती है, तो ट्रेनर क्यों नहीं हो सकती?
एग्जैक्टली, और होनी भी चाहिए. अभी भी बहुत ज्यादा डिस्पैरिटी
है.
You mainly only find male trainers everywhere.
Yes. So I'll tell you few myths usually people come with, especially the females. So the first one is, I just want to get slim, या मेरा सिर्फ टमी कम हो जाए, या my arms are too heavy, I just want कि arms थोड़े से toned हो जाए. So it is not possible actually. Spot reduction is a completely a myth, and this is not possible. We cannot decide कहाँ से plus and कहाँ से minus करना है body में. It's a process. You just start training regularly. Your body will keep on changing with the time, with practice and with exercises. The second myth, female thought gym करने से या lifting weight से they will bulk up, they will look manly. So ऐसा नहीं होता, possible ही नहीं है practically, because males and females are different, very different from each other. Their hormones are different, and it's not possible कि you'll start lifting weights and you'll become a man. Third, so people thought fitness is something you'll come for 2-3 months and you'll be in very good shape, and then you can sit at home and relax and chill, and whatever you want you can eat that. It's not like that. So fitness, like your daily activities, it's a part of life, not something temporary. I'll come for 2 months, I'll come for 3 months, then I'll sit for next 6 months at home and I can eat everything. No, it's a part of routine. You have to daily do something, any sort of exercises, any kind of activity. It could be a sports, it could be walk, it could be gym, it could be dance, anything जिसमें आप physically active रह सको.
My name is Vidhi Chandra. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist and a trauma-focused therapist. I have a private practice in New Delhi, and I work with adults and young adults.
If you're feeling stressed, anxious, overburdened, overworked, or overwhelmed, you're not alone. If you're feeling like you have to do it all alone, you don't.
And delve deeper into trauma work in the body. And then I came across this course again. It was a PG diploma course that this was offering, and this was really cool. And it was a 1-year course, and I came across it, and they were educating us and telling us all about trauma and different modalities. And I applied for that, and I got through that, and I did that 1-year course in trauma focused therapy. And I think it was amazing. It was a game changer again, because firstly, this is a great institution. I mean, it's a great institute. The teachers are wonderful. They introduced me to like body-based work. So over there, I was introduced to how trauma impacts the body and the nervous system. And from there, I decided that I want to specialize in body-based work. And so I enrolled myself in this course again. Which is called Somatic Experiencing. It's a 3-year course that I'm doing currently. It's a certificate training. I am currently just finished 2nd year, and now 3rd year begins in March or April. Again, it's a very intense course. It talks about how it's bottom-up processing, which means that you're processing and renegotiating trauma via the body. The root is the body. It's not just
Is
about
it something similar to the fact that the body stores various emotions and feelings and experiences in different places?
Absolutely, absolutely. So it's a lot about that. It's a lot about your sensation, what you sense. It's a lot about your feelings, and all your feelings and sensations are not here. Right. So if I'm making sense of an experience only by talking about it, I'm bypassing the emotions.
Right.
So I will get triggered the next time the emotion comes up because my body hasn't gone through that wave of emotion. Right? Emotion is what? It's energy in motion, right? It's an energy wave that comes and then it eventually goes. It's
So you're primarily broadly talking about the muscle and the mind connect.
Yeah, I am. I'm getting that right. So there is, the mental and the physical is completely interlinked. There's no doubt about that, right? One does not exist without the other. So I was actually thinking about this. If you don't mind, I'd like to do a brief experiment with you, where I,
Ready?
maybe if you can bring to your mind something, right? Just to highlight the connection between mental and physical. If you can bring to your mind something, an image or a thought that was a little unpleasant in the recent past, right? So let's look at the scale of unpleasant. If it's from 0 to 10, 10 means high, 0 is nothing. If we look at an incident that we're 3 or 4 or 3, on unpleasant. So if you bring that to your mind and imagine that and think about that, would you like to do that?
No, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
And let me know.
Right.
Wow.
There.
Yeah. Okay. So what are you noticing inside your body right now as you bring that image or thought of the unpleasant experience right now? What do you notice inside? Is there anything that you notice?
I felt my breathing got a little labored and deeper breaths, and I could feel like a pit in my stomach, like in my gut feeling it.
Yeah.
And I think because at that time, I had this feeling getting into that kind of, setting or whatever you call it, that it won't go ideally. But there was a feeling within me that was saying that maybe don't indulge in this much or don't, But my thing always is give people a couple of chances. And I've realized a lot of people don't deserve a second chance also.
Of course. So you see, you thought of something, a thought came or an image came, and you had a physical component. Right? So everything that's mental, whether it's a thought or it's an image, has a physical component. That is what the connection between mental and physical is.
Hi.
Hi, Rudra.
Please introduce yourself once.
My name is Bria. I am 31 years old, born in Delhi, and these days I live in New York.
Beautiful. And while we were talking to Shiv right now, he mentioned that you had some kind of pain in your body, which you healed psychosomatically. Can you tell us that story, please?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I had about 15 years of chronic pain in my arms, and I had a low level of pain all the time. And then I would have these very, very bad flare-ups. So, in the last few years before I was able to cure the issue, it got so bad that I couldn't really sleep. It was hard to cook. It would just be so difficult.
Really?
And I went to doctor after doctor, got x-rays done. Nobody could really see what was wrong with it. My body didn't show any, type of issue. And so at that time in my life, I really didn't understand the connection between the mind and body. I knew that obviously it's part of the same system, but I looked at my body as something without consciousness, right? So I always thought the issue was structural. That's why I went to doctors, did physical therapy. It would feel nice for a little while, then the pain would come back. And what I noticed was the times I had pain was when a lot of stress was happening in my life, but I named it structural. Why? Because I was, for example, writing long exams in school or typing a lot at work. So I just thought my body was broken. And so much of this was also the way that I talked to my body. It was negative. I used to joke to my friends, hey, can I have my arms removed and replaced by robotic arms because it's just too painful. I couldn't rock climb, I couldn't play the guitar, I couldn't write. So I was really emotionally.
And when was the first time
impacted.
you felt this pain?
When I was 15 years old. And when I went to the doctor, they would say, oh, you know, you're texting too much, or the way you're holding the guitar is wrong. So I just thought that was fundamentally my structure was flawed and I was not going to be able to live the life I wanted to live. So this went on for 15 years. And then, you know, about, I would say 2019 or so, it started getting really bad and my work stress started increasing a lot too. So I thought because I'm typing so much all day, my body just can't handle it. And my passion and the work that I do now is writing. So I had to give that up because I couldn't write as well as do work. So it was in a really, really negative mental space. And at that same time, I started doing therapy and I started researching just a lot about the mind and body. And I was put onto this book and a bunch of different podcasts that taught me about the manifestation of stress. And I looked at all those events that I'd called structural, exams, work, and I realized those were also stress-induced events. So what I started doing was with my therapist, I started digging deeper. Not just the here's what's happening every day, but what are the things I really don't want to talk about. I made a huge effort to really dig in and bring those to the surface. Two is I made a conscious effort of looking at my body. When before bed, I realized I was going to sleep like this. Stiffening up. When I was working,
where do you think that originated from?
You know, I think that, yeah, that's a great question. I think it was natural inclination. It's just I had so much and I was not dealing with it that my body just tensed up. That's why, you know, when you brought up mind-body connection to me, my eyes sparkled because that transformed my life. I did not know that me being stressed would result in me fisting up before
Like
going to
physical
bed.
manifestations, actual
Yes.
pains in different parts of the
Yes,
body.
and the reaction of the body, right? Like we think of I think disconnection from bodies happens very early. Advertising, everything where you're taught to keep it separate. So I just thought this is a machine and my mind is my mind. I didn't realize. There's a quote, I'm forgetting who it's by, but it's not you have a body, you are a body. That really transformed my relationship. So what ended up happening was I noticed my stress. And I learned about pain from a different perspective than ever before, as pain is your body's way of talking to you. It's a signal. And
something's wrong, I need help, give me rest.
pay attention to me.
Yeah.
It's not, what I was treating it as was, you're hindering my life. Give me robotic arms, I can't deal with this. So instead, I created for the first time a dialogue with my body. It's like, hey, I know you're just kind of cropping up to help me, but I'm good. I'm going to step away, I'm going to take a walk, I'm going to do deep breathing, I'm going to think about what's really bothering me and let it out of my system.
I had read somewhere that getting irritable is the first signal your nervous system sends you that it's no longer regulated and it's time to take a walk, even if that walk is just around the house. But this guy has taken that to a whole other level. अगर आप इसको छोड़ दोगे तो ये ड्यूरासेल की तरह चलता ही रहेगा.
मतलब अपने आप को कैसे वो मेंटली कैसे कोप करते?
सी फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, एक तो सबसे बड़ा हीलर होता है म्यूजिक. ठीक है, म्यूजिक में बहुत ज्यादा पावर होती है. वो जैसे कहा जाता है ना फोटोग्राफी में, अ पिक्चर इज वर्थ 1000 वर्ड्स, वैसे म्यूजिक में भी इतनी पावर होती है, वो उसको बिल्कुल मैच करता है. तो कहीं ना कहीं म्यूजिक इज अ हीलर फॉर मी. जैसे मूड है वैसे गाने सुनोगे तो अपने आप मूड ठीक हो जाएगा. डिप्रेशन से निकला हूँ 2 बार, तो निकला हूँ ना, पावर तो है ना निकलने की. नहीं तो कई लोग तो डिप्रेशन में भगवान के पास ही चले जाते.
तेरे को कैसे पता तू डिप्रेशन में था उस टाइम पे? जब
भूख नहीं लगती थी, उसके बाद कुछ किससे बात करने का मन नहीं करता था, आप अपने आप को आइसोलेट कर लेते थे. वॉक पे अकेले निकल जाते थे, कोई फिक्र ही नहीं किसी चीज की, कोई बुला रहा है कुछ पता ही नहीं. बस धीरे धीरे फिर आप जब अपने लेवल में वापस आते हो, आप रियलाइज करते हो कि वो एक फेज था जो मेरी लाइफ में आया और अब मैं उससे निकल गया.
कैसे निकला?
आई मेट पीपल, कई लोगों ने मेरे को हेल्प करा. एक मेरा घाना से दोस्त आया, वो मेरे साथ वक्त बिताता था, वो एक प्रीस्ट था, तो उसके वर्ड्स बड़े एम्पावरिंग थे. फिर उसके बाद और 3-4 दोस्त थे, उन्होंने मेरे को समझाना शुरू करा. सो धीरे धीरे विद द हेल्प ऑफ पीपल आई जस्ट गॉट थ्रू दैट.
तो तू मेरा सबसे पुराना दोस्त है, हम एक दूसरे को 36 साल से
मतलब मैंने गोद में खिलाया है.
मैं लिटरली आई वाज बोर्न इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू.
हाँ, और घर के बाहर वो क्रिकेट खेलना. आई स्टिल रिमेम्बर, वो एक चौका मार के तूने मैच जितवाया था. फिर मैंने गोद में उठा लिया था, याद है? आई स्टिल रिमेम्बर।
तो मेरे जैसे और भी ऐसे तेरे 4 5 6 दोस्त हैं ना जो इतने सालों से है।
हाँ, स्कूल और कॉलेज के दोस्त हैं।
तो उनके साथ तेरे को क्या लगता है कि अभी तक दोस्ती क्यों है?
यार एक तो बिल्कुल ट्रुथफुल रहो एक दूसरे के साथ, ठीक है? बी अ मिरर। अगर आप मिरर बन के रहोगे तो फिर उनको पता है आप अंदर और बाहर से कैसे हो, वो उस हिसाब से ही आपसे दोस्ती रखेंगे। अगर आप अलग रहोगे, आपका नेचर या आपकी डबल पर्सनालिटी है, कोई आपका दोस्त क्यों रहेगा?
सूनर और लेटर समझ आ जाता है ना कि कौन ट्रूथफुल और ऑथेंटिक हो रहा है और कौन एक्टिंग कर रहा है।
थोड़ी है यार कि किसी को जज ही ना कर पाए।
While some remember their childhood so vividly, some barely remember it at all.
What was 5-year or 10-year Khushbu like?
To be very honest, I don't have memory.
No?
I'm pretty brainwashed there. In fact, I sit and one time I did inner child meditation and I could see some reflections. But my child, it was pretty neglected because I was a middle child. They call it middle child syndrome.
Yeah.
I have a younger brother and elder sister, so I don't know whether I was wanted or not. So yeah, adjustment came to me naturally. I think I was less seen, maximum adjusted, and I was just okay. I think I was a daydreamer also because I don't think so. I used to dream a lot what I used to or stay blank, but that's the memory.
Was it because you felt your reality is not as great as maybe the dreams are? That's why you wanted to be in that state?
To be very honest, I have no memory.
No memory.
I don't know what my internal state was, how much I used to feel, what I used to feel, the kind of friends that I never used to make friends. That is one thing I remember. But people used to come to me and become friends with me. And when they used to become friends to me, I used to stick around. So that trait I identified.
Right.
And
so
it's
they
still,
picked you, you didn't pick them.
because I did not know how to pick. I did not know how to open up. I did not know, okay, how that was not even taught. And I think that was because we were 3 siblings. Maybe we were too caught up in our own friendship and knowing each other. But I was not a very open person. But now if I look, I think I'm surrounded by very, very lucky friends that I have closed. I have my network. But yeah, childhood was very different from what I am. I was very indecisive. I was very gullible. So somebody told me, if you sit with your mind, maybe you will start untangling it. I just started doing it without any expectation, and straight for 3 months, I just kept on doing it in the same place, in this park. I used to come and I used to meditate on chants. That's how it started. Sooner, it just gave me so much perspective. It's said there are more than 70,000 thoughts that you get every day. I started to bucketize those thoughts. I started to reflect on those thoughts because you as a person never sit with your mind. We are validating, we are taking
Constantly
everything.
moving from one thing to the next.
Absolutely.
And overstimulated.
Yeah, and just looking at everywhere and asking for validation, asking for answers from there. When I sat, I first understood it is my fault. You never put finger on yourself.
Right.
So you scrutinized yourself. Then it slowly, because once you sit with your thought, then your wisdom unveils.
Right.
So when that wisdom started speaking to me, then I understood. Then the journey started, and today it's so beautiful. I've walked the path for like last 5 years.
Wow.
By 24/7, I meant the awareness.
Right.
So it's not doing asanas 24/7 or sitting for an asana or meditating. It is that awareness of there's something beyond. There's a connection. To stay with that connection, to do the right deeds, to be a nice person, and not limiting yourself with whatever other people are saying. Staying with that constant awareness is what I say yogic lifestyle and a yogic mindset.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, to everyone watching, I'm sure it sounds very intense and very, heavy. Does it feel heavy to you?
Heavy as in?
Heavy in the sense, is it very serious, or is it very, time consuming, or is it very thought provoking? What is it? Why did you reach here?
It gives you peace.
Okay.
Because you find peace from everywhere else, but you should know that peace will come from you, be it for anything, be it your relationship, be it your work, how your code of conduct is, how your lifestyle is. Definitely this path requires discipline. You need to be disciplined, but what else? Everything requires discipline. You need to have some rules. You need to be hardworking for this. So yeah, sometimes it gets overwhelming. But the pure love and devotion for it, it's more than for me it has gone beyond discipline also. It has gone to a level of devotion that yeah, I want to walk this path.
Discipline and determination are two things that can help you cross even the toughest challenges in life.
बोले नहीं जिम पागल हो तुम, स्पाइन टूट जाएगा तुम्हारा।
अच्छा
हाँ,
ये एक्चुअल रिस्क
उन्होंने बोला मुझे।
एक्चुअल रिस्क था ये?
हाँ,
अच्छा।
फ्लूइड बिल्कुल L4 L5 के पास था ना, तो बोला स्पाइन टूट जाएगा। क्या बात कर रहे हो तुम, जिम सोचो भी मत।
तो बहुत ही स्कैरी थॉट होगा ना कि किसी ने आपको बोल दिया कि
हाँ,
ये करोगे तो
हाँ, तो मैं डर गया पाजी। मैं क्या नहीं जाना है, नहीं करना है। डरा मैं बहुत जोर से कि स्पाइन टूट जाना मतलब, फिर उसने बताया कि पैर काम नहीं करेंगे, लोअर बॉडी आपकी है। और उसने बोला मुझे बेड रेस्ट, मैंने बेड रेस्ट किया है 3 महीने बोला उसने, 6 महीने बोला, सॉरी मैंने 3 महीने किया। 3 महीने में बेड पे रहा हूँ मैं, वहां से डर के आया हूँ। मेरी सोच में हो गया कि टूट जाएगी भाई बैक। मैं फिर उसके बाद पहले भी डाउन था बहुत, उसके बाद और भी डाउन, फिर मैं चल भी ऐसे रहूं ध्यान से
कुछ
छोटे छोटे। हाँ, फिर दिमाग मेरी सोच जो वहीं जा रही है, फिर स्पाइन टूट जाएगी तुम्हारी। मैं लेटा हूँ आराम से बेड पे, मुझे टॉयलेट जाना था, छोटे भाई को बोल रहा हूँ कि मुझे यार वहां तक छोड़। फिर वो मुझे ऐसे हाथ रख के अपने शोल्डर मेरे को छोड़ रहा है वहां, तो डर गया। हाँ, फिर रेस्ट किया, जो दवाई बोली है वैसे खाई है, टाइम से जो डाइट बोली है वो खाई है, जो बताया कि ये खाना है ऐसे ही खाना है तो ऐसे ही खाया है। सुबह की ये दवाई इस टाइम पे, दोपहर की ये, तो जो 184 करके मेरी मेडिसिन चली थी उसमें उस टाइम, और भी जो भी उसने बोला था सब एज इट इज खाया है, बिना मिस किए सब कुछ। फिर 3 महीने में रिपोर्ट करनी थी, 3 महीने बाद वापस MRI हुई है, मैं वापस फिर गया डॉक्टर के पास, तो वो देखिए रिपोर्ट बन गया। चलो इतने दिन से, क्योंकि मैंने जिम करी है,
अच्छा,
इससे मेरा था नहीं, पहले वैसे बता रहा हूँ, वर्कआउट किया, तो ये डाइट करो तो तुम मसल बना लोगे, ये डाइट करो तुम फैट लॉस कर लोगे। तो डॉक्टर ने बोला ये करो तुम ठीक हो जाओगे। मैंने ये एज इट इज डाइट समझ के जैसे मैं करता हूँ ऐसे किया, वहां पहुंचे कि हाँ ठीक हो गया।
डिसिप्लिन की आदत तो आपको?
हाँ, मुझे डिसिप्लिन की बहुत आदत है कि आप डिसिप्लिन में रहना, क्योंकि जिम करोगे बॉडी बनाओगे, डिसिप्लिन तो चाहिए,
उसके बिना तो नहीं।
हाँ, उसके बिना नहीं। तो जैसे बोला डॉक्टर ने, मैंने सब फॉलो किया एज इट इज। मैं गया MRI की रिपोर्ट लेके, फर्स्ट कराई थी उसमें था, सेकंड लेके गया हूँ, तो उन्होंने देखा है रिपोर्ट को और बोला कि ये बढ़ गया है। मैंने कहा बढ़ गया है?
अच्छा,
मैं बढ़ गया है? डॉक्टर साहब जैसे आपने बोला है मैंने ऐसे किया, जैसे क्लाइंट्स नहीं रहते कभी कभी, फैट क्यों नहीं कम हो रहा है, मसल्स क्यों नहीं बन रहे, जैसे तुमने बोला ऐसे किया है, साले पैसे वापस तो ऐसे में तो लिख रहा डॉक्टर है
वो माइंड में ये थॉट आया,
मेरे माइंड में आया कि क्यों, क्योंकि अभी तक तो हमेशा से ऐसे हो रहा है कि ऐसे ऐसे पढ़ो, इतना इतना पढ़ो, तुम टॉप कर जाओ, टॉप कर रहे हैं, तुम ऐसे ऐसे करो बॉडी बन जाएगी, बनी है, ऐसे ऐसे करो फैट लॉस होगा, हुआ है। और तुमने जैसे बोला मैंने ऐसे किया है, पर ये
तुमने जो बोला वो क्यों नहीं हुआ?
वो क्यों नहीं हुआ, मतलब मुझे अंदर से आया, मैंने कहा डॉक्टर साहब ये क्यों, बोले कोई बात नहीं, अच्छे से वापस से उन्होंने सब कुछ रूटीन बना के दिया, सारा सब कुछ कि वापस करो। फिर मैंने फिर किया है, फिर मैं 3 महीने बाद फिर गया हूँ, वो फिर बढ़ गया है।
अच्छा,
हाँ मैंने कि मेरी रिपोर्ट से मैं आपको दिखाऊंगा, मैं कि डॉक्टर साहब कुछ तो गलत हो रहा है। फिर मैंने वहां पे उनको पूछा, जहाँ से फिर चेंज हो गया उस दिन से, वो लास्ट गुस्सा प्लस सब कुछ मिला के, जिम भी नहीं करने दे रहा है, ठीक भी नहीं कर रहा है, और बेस्ट डॉक्टर ऐसे नहीं भाई, बहुत ही अच्छे डॉक्टर।
राइट, वो अपने हिसाब से बता रहा है,
वो सही बता रहे हैं, मुझे उन पे ऐसे नहीं है कि फेथ नहीं है, तभी मैं टिका हुआ हूँ उनके पास। फिर मैं बोला मैं मतलब माता में बहुत बिलीव है, मैंने कहा मैं वैष्णो देवी जा सकता हूँ क्या? कह रहे तुम्हारा दिमाग चल गया है क्या? नहीं डॉक्टर साहब अब तो फिर वहीं से ठीक हूँ। जैसे तो कह नहीं तुम चल नहीं सकते, तुम्हें बेड रेस्ट बोला हुआ है। मैंने ठीक, मैं घर गया हूँ, मैंने डैड को बोला कि पापा वैष्णो देवी जाना, कहते तो कुछ बैक में दर्द हुआ था, मैंने कोई बात नहीं जाना, बेल्ट पहनेंगे। उन्होंने मुझे वेस्ट का बेल्ट दिया हुआ था कि जब तुम ड्राइव करोगे या बैठोगे तो ये पहनोगे, खड़े रहोगे तो ये पहनोगे टाइप। मैं कहा हाँ हम चलेंगे। तो मेरे कजन ब्रदर पापा हम वैष्णो देवी गए हैं, मैंने बेयर फिट जूते वूते निकाल के नंगे पैर की कुछ मांगने जा रहा हूँ आज तक नहीं मांगा है, आज मांगने जा रहा हूँ। मैं ज्यादा ही जाता हूँ वैष्णो देवी, तो मांगते नहीं है कि बस बुला लेना, आशीर्वाद रखना बहुत है कि आज मांगने जाऊँ तो आज जूते निकाल के जाऊंगा।
पूरा गए थे पैदल? पूरा
ऊपर जैसे तैसे गया हूँ मैं।
अच्छा,
अब पहुंच के लाइन में लग के दर्शन के लिए पहुंचे हैं। फिर ऐसे 1 to 1 ही बात करता हूँ मैं तो माता से। कि या तो तुम्हें उठा लो, उसमें भी मुझे कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। मतलब मैं आज यहाँ बैठा हूँ, मैं कल चला जाऊँ, मुझे कोई दिक्कत नहीं। मैंने जो करना था मैंने कर रखा है, मैं ओके हूँ एकदम। मैं कहाँ से कहाँ गया, मुझे इतना भी ठीक है कि मैं मेरे फिल्म के मेरे उसका हीरो हूँ, मुझे इतना ओके हो गया है। तो मैं या तो उठा लो, जितना भी ओके है, मैंने जो करना था सब कर लिया, या फिर मुझे पैरों पे ठीक कर दो, ऐसे घिसट के नहीं रहना है मुझे। फिर वहां से आया हूँ, फिर अगले दिन जाके मैंने जिम ज्वाइन करी है। अच्छा। मैंने जाके वहाँ योगा करा है, मतलब ऐसा नहीं है कि मैंने जिम ही कर दी है, बिल्कुल। स्ट्रेचिंग करी है, थोड़ा थोड़ा वार्म अप किया है, धीरे धीरे। ट्रेनर को तो थोड़ा पता है, फिर 1 kg 1.5 kg 2 kg 2.5 kg धीरे 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 जिम करी है, वर्कआउट करना शुरू किया है। फिर मैंने क्वार्टरली था वो, फिर MRI कराया, फिर मैं लेके गया हूँ, बोला हाँ आप खा रहे हो ना ठीक से। फिर ठीक हुआ। उससे अगले में फिर तब तक मेरा बहुत ठीक हो गया था वर्कआउट कर रहा था ठीक ठीक, वेस्ट बेल्ट पहन के मैं वर्कआउट कर रहा था अपना पूरा। फिर उसके अगले 3 में 1 साल हो गया था, उन्होंने बोला कि बस 3 महीना और खा लो फिर छोड़ देंगे। फिर प्रॉपर मैं तो जिम जा रहा था, सब कर रहा था भाई। फिर गया हूँ वापस, फिर दिखाया है, फिर उन्होंने बोला कि ठीक हो गया है। थोड़ा रिपोर्ट्स मुझको भी पढ़ना आ गया था, तब तो मुझे भी पता लगा कि हाँ अब ओके होगा। वही देख रहे हैं सब उसी टाइम से, बोले अब ठीक हो आप, अब आप जिम कर सकते हो, मतलब जिम कर सकते हो नहीं कि अब आप ठीक हो। और मैंने बोला था नहीं करना, ये हुआ है, मैं नहीं। फिर मैंने उनको बताया कि मैं तो डॉक्टर साहब जिम जा रहा था तब से, जिम जाके मैं ठीक हूँ। अच्छा। तो आपकी मेडिसिन का मेजर रोल है, लेकिन मैं जिम गया हूँ, मैं जिम जाके ठीक हूँ। तो मेरे सोच में फिर था ऐसे कि उस दिन से आ गया दिमाग में कि मुझे बुखार है तो जिम जाके ठीक हो जाऊंगा, मुझे किसी से झगड़ा करा है मैंने तो मैं जिम जाके ठीक हो जाऊंगा, मैं डाउन चल रहा हूँ बहुत ज्यादा दिमाग से तो जिम जाऊंगा तो मैं ठीक हो जाऊंगा, वर्कआउट करूंगा तो मैं ठीक हो जाऊंगा। क्या जब ये इससे सॉल्व कर लिया है तो बाकी तो क्या ही है।
जब बॉडी पे चोट लगी हो तो उसे आप देख के अलग अलग तरीकों से ठीक कर सकते हो, पर जो चोट दिखे ही ना उसे कैसे ठीक करोगे?
What hit me hard was when I got pregnant. So we were not planning, like we were too young. But the day, like very recent times when I got to know that this is happening in my life, and we were very excited. It was more of scared. I was very scared because
what were you scared of?
My health. We both were scared because having 2 surgeries and then going for it again was not easy.
Will your body be able to take
Exactly. Plus, I was not doing that well for good recent time. It was coming back again, and I was putting all of this in my painting and all of that. But then again, my journey has been just go for it, be strong and go for it, and I went for it. I don't know. It was a miracle. Having Vyom in my life is miracle. Like it will always be miracle for the both of us. We never thought about it. We were too scared of it, and we were scared only because of the health reasons. And then when he came, I think everything was forgotten. Marriage, health issues, what happened like 28 years of my life forgotten. Yeah. Then it was him. It was all about him. We were too involved. And it's not easy. Of course. I say having surgeries were recovering from that was easier than recovering from pregnancy. Oh God.
What does that mean?
It was, I was not able to come out of it. Mentally. It was tiring. I didn't know how tiring it could be, like feeding a child. Postpartum is very, you can't explain. Mothers experience this, they don't talk about it. But it is different from everybody. I was more stressed out because I was not able to go back to my life. My body was not recovering that well. I was not able to paint. Although I painted when I was pregnant, I made this huge backdrop for my photo shoot. I made it myself at home when I was 8 months pregnant. I was painting this whole canvas at home, good 15 feet long canvas for my photo shoot. It's like I want to add my art for my child. And It's not that, but after is difficult because I was not able to do it after. I was not able to paint, I was not able to bend, I did not have energy, and it was difficult. But then, like few months, like 2-3 months, and then I decided to go back to work. So I was still working in a corporate, being a full-time mom, and painting. So it was too much on my plate. Yeah, and still is. Not. But now I think I've gotten better.
No, I really like the fact that you asked for help when you needed it.
I did. I connected with somebody who helped me through thinking of this life will not be the same forever. I had to come out of it. And I need to spend more time with what makes me happy, which was painting. Then I started it again after, you say, 1 year. I did not paint for good 1 year. I was not picking up the brush. It's like I don't have the energy. I can't see colors. I can't paint. And then she pushed me harder. She was able to tell me what is needed. And then I started to paint. And then Vyom started looking up for me. And he know what is brush and paint.
Yeah?
Yeah. He's
nice.
16
So he's
months.
a painting buddy now.
Oh, now, absolutely. He colors all over. He picks up my roller and doing like, Mama, I want to do it. Like this. So he sees and he learns.
Postpartum is not new. It's not a fad. It is real. It is painfully challenging, yet even today is not something that garners the attention it deserves. But there are people out there, professionals, who are challenging this. But do you think life for them is easy?
And set off on the trail. He skipped along with happy legs across the golden sand and thought about the day that he...
Tapti, I've been feeling very off lately. I don't know what to do.
Off lately? Could you elaborate?
As in, like, there's constantly so much on my mind. There's just so much noise. I'm never at ease. I don't feel like myself. I don't know what to do.
I understand it could be a feeling of discomfort, but could you please just elaborate on that a little bit?
See, I've tried to talk to my friends. I've gone to them, but they always say कि यार तुम फिर से शुरू हो गई. अब वो मेरे क्लोज लोग हैं तो मैं उन्हीं के पास जाऊंगी ना. मतलब मैं थेरेपिस्ट के पास थोड़ी ना जा सकती हूँ. मैं पागल थोड़ी ना हूँ.
What's your definition of being crazy?
I mean, people who go to therapy are crazy, no? मतलब मैं डॉक्टर के पास क्यों जाऊंगी अगर मैं बीमार नहीं हूँ? तो जो लोग थेरेपी के लिए जाते हैं वो पागल ही हुए ना.
How about we sit down and have a discovery interaction?
Yeah, I think I would like that. Thank you.
So I think I've been asked so many times, therapy, am I crazy? Why do I need to go for therapy? How will it help me? Therapy is so expensive. And so many misconceptions around this. So today I thought let's just try to not solve, but let's try to answer these questions in as candid manner as possible. So how I usually introduce myself to children, because I work a lot with kids, I introduce myself as a talking doctor. I often go up to them and tell them, have you ever been to a talking doctor? And then I think that's something that opens the Pandora's box and they start, connecting very, very well. And because at the end of the day, the basic essence of healing is talking. Once you start to feel your feelings, you start understanding yourself better. And I think that's the key to any sort of recovery. When I talk about what is therapy, I think therapy as a process is just overrated, and the way it is exemplified is very different. It's not sitting on a fancy couch or going to a fancy center and just ranting and offloading. That's not therapy. Of course, that's one of the tenets of therapy, but therapy involves a lot of introspection, a lot of reflection, a lot of inner work. just the way we pump up and we go for our physical workouts. It's your mental workout, and it involves a lot of conscious effort. There has to be an intrinsic motivation. There has to be a drive. Then only therapy works miraculously. It's like, you are unpeeling the layers of the onion. It's like you are just layer by layer, step by step, letting it out of your system. Of course, it's offloading. Of course, it's catharsis, but it also involves a lot of conscious effort to actually deep dive into who you are. It's basically self-discovery. That's how I would interpret that. How does the process work? If somebody would ask me, how does it work? I think it's not a rocket science, but yes, it's very important that you find the right professional. It's very important that you find a therapist or a counselor or a psychologist, whoever it is, somebody you vibe with, because it's not a mechanical process. It's not an Excel sheet. It's something that has to happen organically. You have to feel the connect with your therapist, because even as a professional, there are days, we feel heavy as well. I'm not ChatGPT, I'm not AI. I also have my emotions, and there are days when it gets heavy, and that's called transference and counter-transference. We all offload on each other, and that's why it's very important to find a therapist who you feel connected with, who you vibe with. It's very important. So I think there's never a right time to start therapy. A child could just be 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. It could just be a preteen. It could be a tween. It could be a teenager. It could be somebody in their mid-20s, mid-30s, mid-40s. They could be senior citizens. They could be people older than that. I don't think there's a right age. Whenever you feel the need that you need some sort of an intervention, you do need an objective perspective just to help you deal with the day-to-day life situations. I just feel the sooner you nip the bud, the better it is. Let's not procrastinate. Let's not delay the process. The moment you see the yellow flags, that's the time you should opt for help. Let's not delay it.
Life is hard. There are no two ways about it. And it will only keep getting harder if we don't do anything about it. So the big question is, when the going gets tough, what do the tough get down to doing?
What do you do to exercise your mind?
Read. I generally read a lot of books, in a sense, psychology, spirituality, and which has just helped me come closer to myself. The time of solitude, just sitting with yourself, especially in our times where life is so rushed and we're constantly fixated on
stimulation
doing.
around us.
With stimulation, distractions. There's one thing or the other trying to just pull you to just force attention onto you, right? So right now I feel like to protect myself from that, and solitude helps me with that. So every time I feel these signs that I am being exhausted by external factors, I try to bring the focus back on myself, trying to be more consistent with my meditation practices.
Let's say, can you break down meditation for someone who has no idea what is meditation, according to you? Just to simplify it. Because meditation as a word sounds very, meditation.
Yeah,
What is actually meditation?
Meditation is something that covers everything, to be very honest. So it is meditation. It has a depth. It doesn't come easy. But somebody who is very layman,
How can someone begin?
by concentrating on your breath.
Okay.
No mantra.
Okay.
No technique. I breathe, you breathe.
Right.
I inhale, you inhale.
Right.
You exhale. So this is one common parameter for everybody.
Right.
And it said your breath carries your thought.
Right.
So when you actually sit with your breath, you will see that there is depth that will start coming.
Right.
You will feel that automatic. It's a lot of physical internal work that we don't even have to put our brain to it.
Right.
Not even think. It will happen naturally. So just sit for 10 minutes and focus on your breath.
Right.
It won't happen the first day. It won't happen the 20th day also. But it will happen someday that your mind will calm down.
Right.
Now what will happen once it calms down? All the negative emotions will attack you first.
Right.
Okay. Then you need to sort those some will surface on a regular level. Oh, I had a fight with a friend, but some deep down will surface also, because that will hinder the meditation. You have to clear all the dirt, then you need to sort that. So that is on the advanced level. But the first level for anybody, have consistency.
Right.
Sit and breathe. Do meditation on your breath. That's it.
I've always heard that life is like a journey. But when has that ever been covered in a day? While we obsess about tomorrow, what we lose is today. Everything we see, hear, and do are mere chapters of a book that's long going to stay. What's the point of waiting, watching, having to repent? Just spread your wings and seize the moment.
फर्क पड़ेगा. सोच बदलो, फर्क पड़ेगा.
सोच बदलो,
फर्क पड़ेगा.
सोच बदलो,
फर्क पड़ेगा.